Good evening and welcome to United Real Therapy. The only agenda on this channel is Glazers out. Glazers out. We want our club back. Welcome, Mundo. Obviously, we're looking ahead tonight to the game United versus AS Roma. We're also going to be talking about Ole's press conference and also discussing the protest on Sunday. Mundo, welcome. How's your day? Good day?
Yeah, not too bad. I just finished watching the Champions League game.
Please, why do you have to tell me that? Why? Man, bloody City are going to win the Champions League, man. You know how painful that is?
It had to happen sometime, though, to be fair. Might as well get it out of the way.
I don't think they're going to stop, if they win it. I think they could win it again. I can definitely see them beating Chelsea. Definitely beating Real Madrid. I can definitely see them. 100%. Man. It's painful, man. It's painful watching that.
It's not over, though, because the thing about Paris Saint-Germain is they're better away from home in the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, we beat them at home. They beat us comfortably at Old Trafford. They beat Bayern Munich at Bayern Munich. They lost at home. They lost to get their home form's not been that great this season.
But Gaya is a big player for them in midfield, man. Gaya is a big player, but they have to score first for me. They have to score first. You know what happens to City? When City go 1-0 down, they can sometimes be shaky. Anyway, guys, welcome. Welcome tonight. Like I said, this is the channel for all the Glazers out. This is the channel to unite all fans. To unite all fans against the Glazers. Right, here we are, guys. Here we are. So let's get into this. So it took apparently, I don't know if he's a German, whoever it is, but this is a question that was posed to Ole Gunnar Solskjær. Because I've been telling people not to make it about Ole Gunnar Solskjær. And I don't want to see when we lose tomorrow, Ole out, because you're letting the owners off. But anyway, here's the question. There were protests against the owners in front of the stadium last weekend. Do you hope this will have an impact on the other side of the Atlantic? And can you explain the fans how your relationship is with the Glazers? So this was the interesting. None of the British press asked them this question. So obviously this is Ole's answer. I've had a very good relationship with the owners. Of course, they've employed me as manager. They have listened to my views, and that's my job, to give them my opinion and do my best for the club and for them. I've had so many years here at the club, and that I'm looking forward to try to bring success to the team. That's my focus. Bringing the fans and the players and the club together is very, very good. We've had setbacks, disappointments here so many times, but we always come together. My focus and our focus, the players, to go one step further and get to the final and hopefully win. So he's worth that. He's worth that. He's only said about try to bring something. So, yeah, he didn't say anything to kind of like say, oh, I'm against the fans. So well done, Ole. Well done, Ole, because I said that's when I will go crazy and lose. You know me, Mundo. I'll lose my rap. Did he come out and said the fans have got to stop protesting, any of that? Well done, Ole, but for walking that tightrope. Well done, because obviously, guys, he can't come out. He cannot come out against your employees. You can't breathe against your employees and expect to have a job. If he had, let's say that if he won many trophies as Jose Mourinho, many trophies as Jurgen Klopp, many trophies as Pep Guardiola, he might be able to. But Ole's learning on the job, guys. Ole's learning on the job. We're also joined here by Ole Bumbaye. Ole Bumbaye, how are you doing?
Evening, boys. I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Can I get your reaction to that? What I've just read out, that question. I think it might have been a German. He was definitely a foreign journalist that asked that question. None of the British journalists or English journalists asked any questions like that, or even close to that. What did you think about?
Do you want to read it out again, Dino, please?
So the question was.
I missed it.
This is the question that I was waiting for in the press conference, and he said. So this is the question from the journalist. There were protests against the owners in front of the stadium last weekend. Do you hope this will have an impact on the other side of the Atlantic? And can you explain to the fans how your relationship is with the Glazers? The guy stuck it on him like nobody's business. That guy must be a United fan, or he must like United, or he just wanted to cause trouble. This is Ollie's answer. I've had a very good relationship with the owners and with the club. Of course, they have employed me as the manager. They have listened to my views. And that's my job, to give my opinion and do the best for the club and for them. I've had so many years here at the club, and I'm looking forward to trying to bring success to the team. That's my focus. Bringing the fans, the players, the club together is very, very good. We've had setbacks, disappointments here so many times, but we always come back together. My focus and our focus, the players, to go one step further and get into a final.
I think all the managers have articulated this in an indirect way. They're all football fans. They're all ex-players. They understand what was at stake, and they also got caught with their pants down a little bit. I don't think a lot of them were given any time or much time when this happened. So it's all going to be, dodgeball answers, but good answers. It's a good answer, and there's not much more you can say. I mean, he's not going to come out and say, "I'm with the fans, keep protesting." These guys are the owners of the club. They employ him. They employ the players. So I'm not expecting them to come out and go gung ho, but they've got to be articulate in their answer. And you read between the lines, you can see they're on the right side of things, and they will be. They have to be, man. They want what we want. So yeah, good.
Comment here. There's a very interesting comment here from the Internet Against the World. What a name! What a name! Ollie fans have the right to express their opinions. Ollie unplanned protest. Okay, that's good. That's good. So to me, I said to the fans, we cannot have Ollie out trending. I've been absolutely sickened. I've been disappointed. I've been hurt hearing that after we drew against Leeds, Ollie out trending on Twitter. I personally did a bit of investigative work. I looked at all of the different people that were commenting Ollie out, and I looked at a lot of the accounts were like accounts with one follower, one or two followers. So it all looked like burner accounts to me. It looked like fans from other other clubs trolling us. But there were some. I from what I read, I spent an hour about reading and looking at the comments, and about a quarter were genuine, real fans. Man United fans. Irfan, welcome. I'm just reading out the question.
I was watching first, Nurin. What I did for this time is I started watching the show first before. Okay, I better join it. I just wanted to see what it's like watching it first.
Of course.
So I heard what you said. I heard your introduction. I heard what Mundo said as well. I heard it all.
Yeah. So I'm glad that Ollie. I said if Ollie came out and said fans need to stop protesting, then I would have gone crazy.
You'd have gone crazy, yeah.
I would have gone crazy. Right. And I would have been like, you know what? Ollie's chosen a side. Get him and the Glazers out. But we're not at that. Ollie's found a way to dance on that line, innit?
We said this, didn't we? We said he would, though, didn't we? We said in the last show that he would.
Yeah. But he I thought he did well. Welcome. I might be able to send. I might get Rachel. Rachel, let us know if in the comments if you want to join us. Definitely, we'll be happy to have your opinion on here. So, Irfan, tomorrow is a huge.
Don't you want to just go back on what Ollie's pressing and the question the German guy asked though? You're just going to go back on that a little bit, yeah?
No, I asked you. I mean, what do you think about it? What do you think?
I mean, like I said, he's going to be the diplomatic Dan, isn't he? He's going to be the guy in the middle, just sort of keeping his job and keeping the owners happy. Because that's all he's going to do. I didn't expect. He's not a Ferguson type guy that he's had 20 years of success in the club and he can sort of dictate to them. He's still a sort of young guy in that sense, managerial as terms of being a manager. So I'm not surprised by the way he's just being diplomatic, and I think that's all he can do. He's not the kind of guy. And then, I mean, obviously he's thinking of his job. He's thinking about United and the job. He's not thinking about I'm not going to upset them, because I might lose my job. I don't think you expecting any more than that is unrealistic from this guy. So when you said, the fans have the right to express their opinions, etc., That's the smart reply. That's the only reply I can give. You can't give any reply.
That's a very, very good reply. What do you think, Mundo?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect anything different, to be honest.
Yeah.
You rarely get managers that speak out against their owners, and those that have in the past have ended up losing their jobs. So,
well, Jose did it. They let him take the mick for a long time. Let's get that
yeah,
right.
they did.
But I said Jose is not a novice, though. Ollie's a novice in that sense. Yeah. Jose had big pedigree.
Oh, that's what I'm saying to you. Yeah. I said it already, Efan. Like I said, if he was Pep, if he was Klopp, if he was Jose, he could say those things. But let's not forget, guys. I just want to remind the younger fans. Ferguson said they're good owners. That was Ferguson quote. And when Ferguson used to tell us all the time, Ferguson telling us all the time, there's no value in the market. There's no value in the market now.
Yeah, but Nuruddin, this is not the shop steward from Govan in Glasgow, is it? You know, or where he's from. He's not that shop steward guy anymore. This is a guy who's become part of the system. Remember, Ferguson in his final years, because he had so much success and he knew how to play the owners. This is not the hard busting union guy anymore. It's a different guy. He's a multi-millionaire by then.
And that's changes.
You expect, of course, you expect. He wasn't the same guy, so you expect a guy to change his views and become part of the system. Why rock the boat? Everything's fine for him. Those are the things that he cared about when he was a shop steward guy, and not the same. He doesn't have those same care. He don't even talk. He doesn't even appeal to those people anymore. He's around multimillionaires and he's around the elite, the wealthy elite. So he doesn't. I don't think he connects with the common man anymore.
No.
But what else could he say? Because he was the one who triggered this whole process. With those two Irish the two Irish guys, Magni, was it called JP McManus?
What was it again?
McMahon something.
McManus and Manier, yeah. He was the Rock of Gibraltar. That's what.
Yeah, that's right.
They were forced to sell their shares, and that's what led to the Glazers taking over the club. So he's the architect.
He is. How many fans say that, Mundo? How many fans actually say what you said?
Even that, no, we talked about it on this channel, like on the last show. Me and you.
You're not allowed to criticize God. Don't you understand that?
No. I broke it down. I explained it to the younger fans. The reason why Fergie was the greatest gift and the curse at the end. He was the greatest gift and the curse at the end, because we would not have the. But then, to be fair, guys, we were a PLC. We were on a stock exchange. Yeah, so it would have been any Muppets would have bought us. Yeah. So, in that sense. But it's that
don't forget Sky tried to buy us. Remember when Sky tried to buy us?
Yeah.
And what was the other guy called as well? Remember the guy in the night?
Michael Knighton.
Oh my God. That donkey.
Remember when he held the pitch and walked around the pitch? Do you remember him?
Oh, he got on the pitch, started kicking the ball in the United kit.
He was from Blackpool FC or something like that. He was.
He went on the pitch, kicked the ball around in the full United kit, mate. That's what he did.
He did end up buying a United though, but not Manchester United. I think it was Cambridge United or something like that. Yeah, Cambridge United or something like that. He ended up buying.
Getting real education here, guys. We're getting real education. Right, we've just seen Man City, our nearest rivals, absolutely take apart Paris Saint-Germain.
No, I'm not having that, Rudy. I'm not having that.
No, the second half. What are you talking about? The second half? Second half got taken apart.
Yeah, but the second half was a different team from the first half because they sat back. They allowed it.
They've got two. No, they didn't allow it. They got taken apart, mate.
No, I'm not having that.
Paris Saint-Germain got taken apart, couldn't get hold of the ball, got to make it look like they were Wigan or Man United.
They started to defend a 1-0. They tried to defend a 1-0. It wasn't the same. Listen, all right, let me ask you a question. Who bossed the first half? Who won the first half? Who won the first half?
First 10 minutes, City were there. Last 30 minutes, it was Paris Saint-Germain.
Nuruddin, if PSG play on the front foot, they'll beat City. What they handed the advantage to City in the second half, they handed it to. It was a completely different team. The positional play was completely different. I don't know whether to blame Poch or to blame the team. I don't know who to blame, but their tactics were all wrong in the second half. Look at the 2 goals they give away. They gave away donkey goals.
No. Listen, I look at this. I thought could have had 2 or 3 more goals to them. And if City were a bit more on braver, I think Foden.
I think City.
The Foden chances for City. For me, I've already accepted it. City are going to win the Champions League. I've already accepted it.
Could happen.
But anyway, guys, we move over to the mediocre competition known as the Europa League. You know what I mean? That music, I'm sick of that music. I'm sick of that music. Anyway, we got Manchester United, AS Roma tomorrow night, and it's our 5th semi-final. Ollie needs to get his Viagra on, mate, to get past through the semi, mate. I'm telling you now. Ollie needs to get that Viagra or whatever he needs, something stronger, to get through this semi. Ollie, what are you thinking? What's the key to this game tomorrow?
The key to this game is Fred and McTominay, bro.
Yes, keep that same energy. I love it. Keep the same energy. Tell me more.
I just want to give a shout out to Wan-Bissaka. I thought he was sick at Burnley. Really, really good. Tomorrow.
You mean that Leeds?
Excuse me, Leeds. Sorry. Yeah, I thought it was brilliant. Key to tomorrow's game. I'm not sure, Dino, to be honest, man. It's, got that stigma, that semi-final stigma. I mean, hopefully the boys can just go in there and forget about all that and, get the points. I think we can win this competition. And we're flying at the moment. We're doing really well. Things are clicking, players are playing well. So, yeah, I don't know too much about Roma. I don't watch Italian football. I only watch Champions League and Premier League. So, just I'm going into the game confident. Hopefully, we get the result, man.
Mundo?
I think it's going to be the battle of the aging strikers tomorrow. Whichever way, Dzeko and Cavani, whichever one of those two is on form tomorrow will decide the game. That's my view. There's not much else between the two teams. I mean, their midfield is Vertu and Pellegrini. Yeah, they're not levels above McTominay and Fred. I mean, Pellegrini is a very good player, but
he's a fantastic player.
They're not levels above. So, if I can have 2 evenly matched teams, we should have a little bit too much of them. It depends on if Pogba plays tomorrow and what position he plays in. But I think it's going to be one of those cat and mouse games. I think it's going to be whoever takes the chances. And as I said, Dzeko, Cavani, whichever one of those two take their chances will decide the game. That's my view.
Yeah. Irfan?
To be honest with you, 9 times out of 10 we should beat that team. I watched them against Ajax. A speedy sort of young Ajax, but didn't have the quality. And I just saw an old school Italian Serie A team. That's what I saw. I saw aging strikers. I saw competent footballers, but I didn't see any X factor. I saw nothing on them. Like I said, we should beat them, but we have to beat ourselves first. That's what the game is about tomorrow. It's us. Can we beat ourselves? Because we're our own worst. We're the kings of self-destruction. That's why the 5 losses show us. So I don't think it's a case of we have to be wary of Serie A, Roma team in the Serie A. I think it's a case of we just need to play our A game. If Pogba's on form, we should beat them. But like I said, it's not us against them; it's us against ourselves. Because like I said, we've got to get through the psychological barrier of losing in the semi-final. That is the biggest thing in this game. I think if we win the semi-final, I think we'll win the final. I just think that there's a barrier in the team, in the mind of the players, that we've lost 5. Because let's be honest, if us 3 were in a team and we lost 5 semi-finals, it'd be hanging on over our head like a cloud, wouldn't it? It would be. We wouldn't be. We'd be jittery. We wouldn't be the same. So I don't know. Is the leg tomorrow? Is it home or away?
I think it's at home.
Is it home? Yeah.
Yeah, it's at Old Trafford.
So that suits us in a way then, because
That's a shame. It's an absolute
we're a bit
shame.
crap at home, aren't we? We're inconsistent. Yeah. I mean, we're becoming a not lose team as opposed to a winning team. We've become a not losing team. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, with Dzeko up front, I watched him, and I mean, don't get me wrong, because our calamity defenders, he might score a goal, what we call a physical goal, like a header, strong bullying at Maguire and Lindelof. But I'll be surprised if they beat us. I would be surprised if we do lose.
Wait 1 second. We made Chris Wood look like prime Alan Shearer, right?
True.
That guy up front for Burnley, and Dzeko is so much levels above him.
Yeah,
right. So I wouldn't underestimate Dzeko at all, because He's much better than that Woods guy. And
No,
that
you're
Woods,
right. You're right.
we made him look like flipping peak Shearer, you know. So,
although Wood is not bad, let's be honest. I don't think he's a terrible player. I think he's half decent, but okay, he's not in Jekyll's league, no.
Yeah,
But I do think it's ourselves. It's us against ourselves, really. I do think that.
yeah. Joey's saying here, Smalling, Mkhitaryan going to be playing this game with something personal. Definitely big players. Chris Smalling, he scored some big goals for Man United before in the Thames in the air. He's dangerous from set pieces. I think Roma are a bit more, their defense. They're a bit more defensive team. They've not been Roma usually in the last couple of years when I watch Italian Serie A. They've been like more attacking, flary kind of players. They're more solid team now, but. Does that mean that they haven't got that much to offer up the pitch? But Dzeko, to me, is dangerous. He's got history at Old Trafford. He scored goals at Old Trafford. So
for City, yeah.
Yeah, for City, yeah. So for me, I think the game tomorrow will be decided by chances. I will say this: the Sevilla game, that semi-final for me was the best Man United have played under Ole. Best 90 minutes Man United play under Ole. The only reason why we lost that game because of our defense were just dopey and our strikers couldn't put the ball in the net. Their goalkeeper was man of the match. Their goalkeeper was man of the match. Our defenders went to sleep in the most crucial times in that game. But
okay, so I got a question.
I thought against a good Sevilla game, I thought that midfield was brilliant. Pogba, Fred, Bruno. I thought that was one of the best performances those trio did in that game. As you already, I think the team tomorrow. I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know what you think, but should we just pick the team to think that what team should play tomorrow?
Let's pick it. Let's do it. We know it's going to be anyway. We already know.
Yeah. Well, well, first, what we're gonna pick is we're gonna pick the team that I think should play.
Ollie's going to pick, yeah.
No, the team that I think that should play.
No. Pick Ollie's and then we pick ours.
The back four as they are. So if you take this guy out, we're bringing Fred in, even though he was terrible the other day.
Yeah. So we got De Gea in there. It's De Gea in there. Ollie was going to have De Gea in there. So it's going to be
the back for McTominay. Rashford will play tomorrow, so we'll
going to have Fred McTominay in defensive midfield. Yep. In the two.
I think Greenwood might be on the bench, tomorrow.
Do you think he'll play James over Greenwood?
No, he'll play Rashford on the right and Pogba on the left.
Oh, yeah. And then Cavani up top.
Yeah.
Where's that noise coming from, guys? There's a noise coming from one of your screens. Who's making the noise, guys? So we can see here. So we reckon Rashford instead of Greenwood.
Yeah, Rashford will play on the right.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, good call.
But that's the team. That's the team you think Ollie's going to pick tomorrow.
Yeah.
And are you happy with that team?
I don't mind it, considering. I mean, as long as Pogba's closer to Bruno, I'm happy. I do. I can handle. I can live with it. I can live with that. What do you think, Nuruddin? What do you think?
I think McTominay was horrendous in the last game. Me personally,
Yeah,
I will play Van der Beek. Me personally.
No. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. No. Okay, so but try and be Ollie first. Forget you.
No. I'm not. That's what I'm saying to you. I'm not being Ollie. I'm gonna go for Van der Beek. That's what I think who should play.
Why don't we ask the viewers? What do you think?
We can ask. Let me just find. Johnny.
I don't know if I would put Pogba back in a double pivot and put Rashford left and Greenwood right.
Say that again. You know what? I think Pogba. We're gonna have to. We're at home. We need to score goals, mate. We need to try to score tomorrow. We need to score. We need to try to get the goal. I think we need to attack tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why you put Rashford back on the left, Greenwood on the right, and Pogba in the pivot, and take McTominay out and have Fred and Pogba. So it's the same team that played against Sevilla.
Yeah, but he's got. I told you he's got so used to the two defensive midfielders. Sort of like to babysit Lindelof and Maguire. It's just the way his brain thinks.
This is how they played. This is what the positioning was against Sevilla. This is what the positioning was. So let's just change here to Greenwood.
No. Did Greenwood play against Sevilla?
No. I'm saying now. We'll just change Greenwood to here.
Yeah.
This is what the positioning was. That's what the game was. So they were almost kind of like Fred was the holding midfielder. Pogba was with Fred. Because sometimes Pogba's always here.
Yeah.
Pogba's sometimes even deeper than Fred. And we need Pogba to be here. And we need to play, because I know they haven't got that much pace up the park tomorrow.
They haven't.
So we need to play a little bit more forward. We need to play a bit more, squeeze the game a little bit, camp them in this half. They might have some wingers. Sometimes they play with wingers that are quite quick. But Dzeko is not quick, but he's brilliant around here. You know what I mean? Bringing the ball down and then getting in the box and playing it out wide and then running in the box. But yeah, tomorrow Maguire has to have a big game, absolutely big game. So yeah, that might be the team we go with tomorrow. Ole Bumbaye, what do you think of that team?
What do I think of that team? Let's have a look. I think of that team. Let me have a look, Dino. Pogba, Fred, Bruno. Yeah, it's a good team. Yeah, strong, going for the win there. Yeah, so the only change if you took out basically McTominay and put Pogba in, really, innit? I've got no issues with that team as long as it performs and the boys have a good game. Yeah, hopefully we can give as good as we get and get a result. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the team that you'd pick then, Nuruddin. Let's see the team you would pick.
No, that's the team.
You'd pick that team, yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd play Pogba there. I mean, do you think Pogba's ever done a job for us on the left wing? Say, because we said he was going to play the left wing. Do you think he's done a job for us there in any game so far?
Who?
Pogba.
I just want to see Pogba in a more of an attacking.
Yeah, but who did he play against where I thought he really played well on that side? Which team was it against now?
Tottenham, Spurs.
Yeah. And was there one game before that way? No, yeah, it was against Spurs. He did the business, yeah, on that side. He really did. And you saw him much closer to Bruno, didn't you? So, it was much more an attacking role. So I don't mind being on the left. Much as I like him there as well, because McTominay's general play is very poor. I just don't like Pogba sitting deep. I don't see Pogba defensive in many ways at all. I see him as a good, in heading the corners out, etc. Things like that. But I just don't like seeing him there for United. I'm very much higher in every game. I think he's wasted when he plays box to box for us.
You're not trying to fit Paul Pogba into the team sometimes. It's not easy because really, and you'd probably be looking to deploy him where Bruno is. That's where you think, yeah, behind the line, he's got a decent shot. And this is the issue with Paul Pogba sometimes. And depending on how the game goes tomorrow, I mean, I'm somebody that doesn't have a problem with Fred and McTominay. I think it's a good thing to have in the Arsenal. It served us very, very well in big moments this season. And if he does start like that, then you can always bring Paul on. It's not an issue. But sometimes when Paul plays from deep, and there's not a lot of space in behind, not much happens. On that left, like where Rashford is, sort of thing. He seems to be doing okay. And I used to have a problem with him defensively, Paul, because the way he's built and stuff. But his application is there. It just depends on how this game starts to pan out. Dzeko's not fast, so why can't the boys push up? Push onto them, press them. If they can't get the ball down that byline and get balls in the box, then we don't have to worry about Dzeko, really. It's not like we're playing Mbappe, PSG, where we had to play that, counter-attack sort of thing. So, I don't know, man. We'll see how it goes with Paul, but it is always it can be a worry when he's playing a bit deeper.
Mm.
The thing is, though, is that do you trust Fred to be the deepest? The reason why Pogba normally is the deepest line midfielder when he plays in a midfield with Fred or McTominay is because he's press resistant. Fred, if he gets pressed,
I don't think he is.
Huh?
I don't think Paul Pogba is press resistant, Chris. I think we've seen Paul get caught on the ball many times, many times this season. It's cost us goals sometimes. If you're going to put Paul, the guy that's going to take the ball off the defense, and they're going to not be coming onto and stuff, it's a bit of a waste.
No,
and if Paul
Pogba loses the ball higher up the pitch when he's dilly-dallying and doing daft things on the ball.
No, he doesn't. He loses it up there, and he loses it when he's the pivot, bro. He's lost it many times in our own half, and we've conceded goals. He's not press resistant, Paul. He's top on the ball in a tight space. He can get out, but he does get caught, and he can dilly-dally, as you say. And when he does, he gets dispossessed, and we get into big problems. Now, I don't think it will happen big problems because, I don't know this team, but it doesn't sound like they're trailblazers. Dzeko is a really good player, good in the air, good at taking the ball. I really like him. But I'm not sure it's going to be that kind of game unless you guys know the team better than me. But it doesn't sound like it from what you guys are saying. For me, if you want to eliminate that Dzeko threat, if he's their main guy, you can do. You press them higher up the pitch. The defense should push a higher line because he's not going to be able to get in behind like he wants. But if we're going to be dropping deep and allowing balls to fly in and all that, then it could be a bit problematic. So I think Ole can approach this, in a pretty good way, hopefully. Usually, I think sometimes as well, when we've started with Scott McTominay and Fred, what you do know is it's solid. It does give you solidity. And then you can always change it if you see there's not much to worry about and bring Paul on. But I mean, if that's the team you go with, okay.
What team? Well, how would you change it? You can tell me. I'll change it. Well, how would you change it? What would you have? You have Fred and McTominay in there?
My problem is I don't know who we're playing against, Dino. I don't want to blag it or speak when I don't know who we're up against. I don't have a clue anything about Roma. I've never seen them play once this year. So this is where I'm a little bit flummoxed. You get me? Like if you're playing PSG, I go with Fred and McTominay.
But they're not PSG. They're definitely not PSG.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know.
I mean, they're in the semi-final for a reason. You know what I mean? They're a very good team, and they knocked out a decent Ajax team who just won their league. So
of course. Look, at this stage in competitions, man, there's no rubbish teams. You don't get to semis, and it's all to play for. So this one, really, I'm not sure who we're playing against, but from what you guys are saying, I'd push a high line, and if you're going to push that high line, hopefully you'll nullify them. They can't really do that getting in behind stuff. Not really got heavy pace up top. Keep them away from the goal doing that. And if you want to put Pogba in there with Fred in this game, maybe. I mean, if it's all going tits up, obviously you can change it. But you guys, do we have a lot to worry about here from this team?
We do, because they've just knocked out Ajax, and it's not easy to knock out Ajax.
In terms of their football, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're decent. They're decent. They got decent footballers, match winners on their day. Like the commenter just said, they're very hit and miss. They're very inconsistent this season. They're not doing that well in the league in Serie A. But I totally agree with Oli Bumbaye Mundo in that Pogba, for me, when he loses the ball up the pitch, I'm all happy with that. But he gets caught in the pivot when he comes deep next to Maguire and Lindelof and the other. He gets caught a lot, and teams literally target him because what they do is they get three players around him very quickly and they hit the ball. Or sometimes it's just two players who pressure him. Up the pitch is where he's more dangerous for me, and where he can create things, he can start moves, he can, you know what I mean? He can see a pass, he can take somebody on. This season, especially since he's come back from injury, he's been a lot better up the pitch. And I prefer if we play that tactics that we played against Spurs, where him and Bruno were both interchanging and almost both of them were playmakers, but they were changing. One of them was coming in, the other one was going wide. One of them was, and they were going from left to right, right to left. They were swapping. They were like almost inverted number 10s.
Yeah.
That's how they were playing against Spurs. And also when he came on against Milan as well, I thought he made a massive impact down there on the left-hand side. And I just don't want to see him there. I don't want to see him in that because teams tend to press him. And I do agree with Oli Bumbaye. This season, games, he's cost us. His passing from deep is good at times, but that's when he plays one touch. But if he tries to carry the ball from deep, a lot of times he loses it and we get caught, and sometimes we concede goals because we haven't got a fast centre-half who can recover.
But is he better there than McTominay and Fred?
Of course, 100%, 100%. You're better than Scott, Fred and McTominay. You're better than them. You play for
listen, look. He's better. No, wait, listen. If you talk seriously.
What's your five-a-side team called?
We don't have a name. We just play like with friends, innit? We just mix it up.
Well, I bet you're better in midfield than Fred and McTominay. Go on.
But listen, the thing with Fred and McTominay, it's a very solid midfield. They're very aggressive. They press. They're really good engines. I mean, Fred is like Park Ji-sung. He does not get tired. And they got good recovery rate. The thing with Paul there, okay, creativity is one thing, but sometimes the way teams are setting up against United a lot of the time, I understand you want players to look up and find a quick pass, but a lot of the time, the spaces in front of the back lines or within the back lines are very tight. And there's not going to be sometimes room for Paul to give us that dink over the top or do that little bit of magic when the team is very, very, compressed in their own half. It's difficult. That becomes a game of moving the ball, shifting the ball quicker. Paul's quality shines a lot sometimes when you are getting pressed. Okay, you can get out of tight situation, you can carry the ball, open the game up. But if you put him there, he's not got the recovery rate, he's not got the aggression. It depends on what type of game it is. So he's not necessarily the better option always in these games. I like the idea of maybe putting Rashford on the right if you really want to put Paul in the team. You put Paul on the left, and you could put Greenwood out, and you bring Donny van der Beek in maybe to play with Fred.
Yeah, I said that. That's the team that I went
for. I don't know if that would work, but my mind just starts to think of the possibilities. Mm-hmm. What Donny, Bruno, and Pogba, because Donny's okay defensively. I liked his cameo. He's all right in a tackle, and he'll get better. So I'm wondering how that might work. I mean, it is Roma, and I think making those changes we're talking about, I'm going off a little bit into the fantasy land now, and the more realistic option is probably either this team, you make the concession with one of the set CDMs, Fred or McTominay will take a break, will go for it a little bit more at home, or he's going to play them both. But I think I'd like to see what could happen if the two CDMs, one of whom was Donny van der Beek, and give Pogba the license, play on the left, Rashford on the right, Bruno there. I think there'd be some nice link-up play.
Yeah, Irfan, you want to comment on this? What do you think about what's been said?
I mean, look, I've always wanted to see Van der Beek play in the two alongside Fred. I'd love to see that because I know that we're going to get more ball accuracy from him and we're going to get better intelligent football from the guy. But like I said, Ollie doesn't see it. Ollie doesn't see it. All of us fans are asking for it, but he doesn't see it. He gives him 5 minutes here and there. I would have him, but, like I said, I think this is just this Ollie's old school English sort of football attitude from the time he played, stick to defence, keep it tight, And the fact he can't see that Donny could add something to the team, even if he played him in the two. I don't even know where to begin. This is one of the reasons where I am Ollie out in some ways, on this topic. I don't like the fact that he can't get this guy in the team. I mean, anybody can see that this guy's a serious footballer, but he can't get in the team before McTominay and Fred. I mean, it's crazy in a way, but this is Ollie. This is one of Ollie's weaknesses. I would have him in the team all day long, and like I said, I agree that Pogba can be pressed. Pogba has given the ball away, and the other team has scored. Yeah, that's all. That's his sort of slightly slow style away. Just like I said, messing around with the ball to a certain degree. But it's his style in a way. But the fact that we've got these resources that are just used badly, very very badly. I don't want Pogba deep. I don't want him deep. I want him forward.
Up the pitch, yeah.
I want him up the pitch. But
100%.
like you said against the Spurs, when they're switching him and Bruno, we look like a proper team. Did you see our passing in that game? How accurate the passing was, and the movement around the box. I was like, you never see this with Man United. You just never see it. You just see those little moments where Rashford takes on someone, or there's a cross and there's a goal. We look like a proper team. But
in that game, though, Fred was the worst player on the pitch by miles until he scored.
Did you see my tweet before he scored?
Take him off. Yeah, and if you get that, and the Leeds game at the weekend, McTominay was horrendous. Right, those two. I'm telling you, you go into the game with those two as your two in the double pivot. We need to solve this problem because they handicap the team. Those two, I'm telling you, they handicap the team. And against a team like Roma, we're probably going to be well drilled like Milan were, decent on the ball. They're going to be well organised. You need to move that ball quickly through the midfield. And those two plodders who could only do side to side, trust me, it's going to be one of those paint dry games, honestly. And that's the only reason why I'm thinking. Because I look at their midfield, I don't see a major threat from their midfield. That's what I'm thinking. You can put Donny in there. You need a baller in there. So
Thank you. And that's why I went with that team. And that's why I went with that team, though. That's why I went with. That's what I'm saying to you. I didn't want to go with that team. I wanted to go with Donny instead of Pogba that deep. So that's why, for me, here Donny would be there. I personally think about tomorrow's game. I think they're going to be very defensive. Yeah. I'd be shocked if they play a high line against us.
No, they won't.
Absolutely shocked if they play a high line against us tomorrow. And if they were to do, it would be suicide for them because they'll be out of sight in the space of half an hour. And they're going to be very defensive. And I think we're going to need more rotation in midfield, more movement, more midfielders breaking into the box when Cavani empties out that space. And I think we need to try to score early tomorrow because then they'll have to open up a little bit and try to get their away goal. But the Italian teams, guys, do not be shocked if they're very patient, very, very patient, very defensive, and try to get something in the last 10 minutes or 10 minutes, last 5 minutes to get an away goal. But Man United need to start quick tomorrow. I don't want to see any dilly-dallying on the ball. I want to go back to something about here. Joey's question here. He says, I know this is about the United game, but I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on the Villarreal. Seem to be doing very well. Plus, they have a manager who knows this competition very well. Well, if you don't know that manager is good evening. No, good evening. Good evening. That's his name. Good evening. Mr.
Good evening. Evening.
I was to say that Dracula has risen again.
Yeah.
Dracula. We thought that when he went to Arsenal after the Arsenal, we thought that Arsenal has driven a stake through his heart, but Dracula somehow has come back alive.
But they
could do with Dracula. They could do with Dracula right now.
Yeah. But jokes aside, I mean, come on, you got to give it. Emery going back to Arsenal, I mean, come on. I mean, no, it's just about our tie doesn't have the magic or the sort of intrigue that one has, that tie has, let's be honest. Come on.
Good evening. It's like Joey says, you know what? I would prefer if Villarreal went through, I think Arteta's got all his number.
Yeah, I think he has.
I think that tactically, I think Arteta's got Arsenal just a little better than us.
Yep. I'm with you on that one.
Better than us, definitely. Aaron Pandey says, would it be a good result for us? It has been in the past. United score goals away.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take that risk. I just want us to score tomorrow. I definitely want us to score tomorrow. And we need to go attack tomorrow. I don't want to see any dilly-dallying. I really want us to go for it. But if we go through Roma, I prefer to play Villarreal. I prefer to play Villarreal, me personally. I don't know about you guys, but I think Villarreal...
Wait. What do you think the score is going to be? That's what the viewers asking. What do you think the score is going to be tomorrow? Villarreal versus Arsenal. What do you think the score is going to be?
Well, his record in this competition is fantastic, as
Sevilla,
we were saying there. His record is absolutely fantastic. You know, as Joey was saying. Good evening. Good evening. Was saying.
Boys, I'm going to have to say good evening, actually, as well.
Listen, so tell us, what do you think about the game? Give us your score tomorrow. Give us your score before you get off.
Look, you know what I'm like. Even if we were playing Barcelona with 11 Messis, I think we're probably going to have a shot at winning. So we're going to win, hopefully.
Come on, lad.
We'll go for a 1-0. If they roll back the ears and give us 7, we'll be happy.
Yeah, it would be box office. But I don't want to take that risk. I want to win.
We'll go for a victory.
Yeah,
boys, hopefully, I'll see you after the game tomorrow. I'm going to have to shoot off.
Peace, love, and light.
Thanks for
joining. Always
take care, boys. Take care.
Yeah.
Nice one. Thanks for having us, man. Take care.
Always.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah. So I just wanted to bring you guys a bit closer and just think about, obviously, Eric Bailly has signed a 4-year contract. This to me suggests that Man United are not spending money on a centre-half this season.
Yeah,
I love Eric Bailly. I think those of you who know me know how much I love Eric Bailly as a character, as a personality, as a player. But for me, it is a testament to the structure we have currently that Eric Bailly, with an injury record, or Harry Maguire has played more games in the 2 seasons, in the 2 3 quarters of the season, has played more games than Eric Bailly has in 4 years. And that the way that how Eric Bailly is offered a contract at Man United, for me, is absolutely shocking. When he's not Ole's first choice. Because he has been fit a lot this season, but Ole has persevered with Lindelof and Maguire. So when Ole does not rate him to be a starter, the fact that, and a guy who's super injury prone, the fact that he's given a 4-year contract tells me everything you need to know about Manchester United as a football club and a football structure. Your views, Mundo.
But sorry, I was going to say Nuruddin. Sorry, a second. Phil Jones got a contract, Nuruddin.
No, but this is what we are. We got a new structure now. We got Murta, we got Fletcher, we got this new way, and now this is how we're moving now. And also I'm going to be going to John Murta's comments, because Murta has spoken all of a sudden. All of a sudden, people are spoken. And we'll also talk about, guys, please stay with us. We'll be talking about in the next 10 minutes about the emergency fans forum that the Manchester United Football Club has called, which is taking place on Friday. Which apparently none of the Glazers will be on the call. So it will be Woodward, Richard Arnold, or Matt Judge, one of them, or maybe the club secretary that might be on that call. But anyway, Mundo, you want to come in, please?
Yep.
Yeah, so with the Bailly situation, Ollie said something very telling today in his presser when he said, Bailly's been working on his ball distribution and everything else. So I think that's why he prefers Lindelof over Bailly, because he thinks Lindelof's better on the ball. So
what are we watching?
That's what I took from that. So anyway, if you haven't seen the presser, watch it, because that's one of the comments he made about Bailly. He said, yeah, he's aggressive, he wins the ball, he goes into challenges, but an area of the game he's been working on is his passing and his, on the ball. So I think I think Bailly is good on the ball.
Very good on the ball.
I think he's very composed. Like, even in tight situations, in the box, he gives you a bit of a heart attack sometimes because he does like tricks and whatever in the box, but his composure on the ball's pretty good, and he's educated. He went to Spain when he was quite young, so his football education is like in Spain, isn't it, where they focus on your ability on the ball and everything else. So I don't think necessarily he's bad on the ball. And what I think Ollie means is, because Lindelof, I've noticed we keep trying to outball from Lindelof to Rashford. That seems to be our one of our attacking.
But that's when we play against a high lineman, though. That's
exactly. So
high line.
Bailly can't pass that. Bailly can't make that pass. So that's the only thing. But Bailly, for me, all round is a better defender. He's our best defender. But in terms of his fitness,
makes us play totally different. We
It
push up.
because we push up. We push up.
We push up. We
Yeah,
push up. There was that. Here's the
but
question.
the thing is, something else came out today as well. I don't know if you've seen in the press, and again, it's Neil Ashton FC coming out with his usual BS, I think. But apparently, Man United had 3 transfer targets in the summer window, or 3 areas of the team they wanted to address. But they've now decided, now that Bailly signed the contract, they no longer need to be in the market for a centre back, and that if they can get De Gea out of the club on his big wages, get rid of Lingard, and the fact that they kept Bailly will means that they will free up the funds to go all in for Haaland, and that would be the only player that they would sign in the summer. And John Murtough, Darren Fletcher, and Ole Gunnar Solskjær have said, obviously this is all in the press, apparently, that Haaland is Man United's #1 target, and they're going to throw all the eggs in one basket to get Haaland. So
absolute BS. Absolute BS. I've already. Those of you who follow me on Twitter, guys, I've already put that tweet out saying, "Don't fall for the propaganda." The only thing I'm interested in is GlazersOut. So I want to bring you in. If we lose this tie, this is Aaron Pandy. Good to see you on Saturday, Aaron. It was good to see you there, bro. Would Ole out be justified? Me personally, no. I've already said it. Yeah. I'm not going to get on any players back. I'm not going to get on any the managers back this season. Whatever would happen with Ole Gunnar Solskjær. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen with Ole Gunnar Solskjær if the results don't improve. One thing we cannot do as a fan base is get distracted. Like I've seen today, a lot of big United channels talking about transfers and stuff like that. I'm like, what planet are you on, guys? What planet? I know you don't want to talk about GlazersOut, but we've had one of the best opportunities we could ever have to put real pressure on the Glazers. And you're talking about falling for the propaganda again. I'm sorry to say, guys, please wake up and smell the coffee. Please wake up and smell the coffee. Irfan, please answer that question.
I mean, like I said, I'm with you because, they're playing the media so they can play the fans. That's just how it's working, okay? So, this idea that, that you can actually believe anything that comes out. Like I said, the transfer thing. I'm since he signed a contract, I know they're not going to buy a centre back because we're cheap ass FC. That's who we are. We're cheap ass. Yeah, right. And Mundo said it right. They want to clear the 350 grand a week of De Gea. They want to get rid of Jesse Lingard, and they want it because this is the only way. We're not City. We're not Chelsea that we can just afford to keep these guys and buy another one. We're cheap ass FC. So, don't get me wrong. They're going to do anything, and the idea that we could get Haaland, I don't even think about stuff like that. I don't even think about it. It just goes in one ear, one out the other. Look, some of these other channels they need something to talk about. So let's just put it that way, okay? A lot of them need something to talk about. I don't believe it. Like I said, I always know we're being played. And I always what's the famous saying there in Claude Corbett? Never believe anything until it's officially denied. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. That's a famous saying. So. I don't even give these times any kind of thing. And regarding and saying about Ole being sacked if we lose, of course not, because Ole's not the problem. The problem is the structure, and we have to keep repeating that. Even after we say it 1,000,000 times, the problem in Man United is very simple: it's the structure. Like I said, without the structure, we got nowhere. You can bring the best managers in the world, we're not going anywhere without the structure. So it always comes back to the same thing. The structure, the structure, the structure. It doesn't go anywhere else than that. So if you want to get sidetracked and playing this little game and playing their game, they want you to play. You can play that game. But if you want reality and you want the truth, it's the structure. It's always the structure. It's always going to be the structure because that is the one thing that we need to fix.
Totally. 100% Mundo.
Well, look, the structure's not going to change until we get those leeches out of the club. And, there's so much BS coming out of the club at the moment. It's like they think the fan base are thick. They think we're all dunces coming out with nonsense about Woodward resigned because he was dead against the Super League. By the way, apparently Woodward, the same day that the fans got into Carrington, apparently Woodward received abuse from fans on the same day. But there's no evidence of this, of course. This is just coming out of the club. So again, I just think that you can't trust the word.
So what they've done apparently, some fans visited his house, and nobody was in. Obviously, I think he lives in London now. Anyway, with his family, they moved to London, and apparently they might have done some damages. But at the end of the day, no evidence. It's just a hearsay. So, and if so, for me, I'll say it on this channel, we don't condone any violence against anybody whatsoever. There's some other ways: protesting, building pressure. There's civil disobedience. We believe in those things, but we don't believe in violence and damaging property, guys, because that's a criminal act and that's against the law in this country.
I suppose what I'm saying is like, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but it just seems a bit suspicious. Woodward all of a sudden is being painted as the victim in all of this.
Of course.
Like, always, he's falling out with the Glazers, and the Glazers are angry because he's leaving.
Mundo. He's
the chief architect. The fact that he met with Boris Johnson as well, right? A few days before this was all announced. That's another thing as well. That's another rat.
Yeah. They're still not. They're refusing to release the minutes. Yeah. Minutes of that conversation. They're refusing to receive that minute.
Woodward's got the eyes and ears of every single editorial in any media. He's got
through Neil Ashton. Yeah, he's only got that.
He has. Yeah, he powerful people always try to control the narrative. That's how they work.
So we've heard from the Muppet that is employed, Murta. So this is the quote that this is Murta. Transfer market will be challenging in the next 12 months, but when the right players are available, which fit our profile with the right values, will be around those opportunities. So basically, bargain hunting. So wasn't it the same for Chelsea? Are you all shocked now, guys? Regardless what happens to what manager comes in, if you want any proof, it's all about the structure of your football club.
Look at Chelsea.
It has nothing to do with the managers. Chelsea's the biggest example, guys. Biggest example. Chelsea will buy players. And those players, look where Chelsea now, in the final of the FA Cup, in the semi-final of the Champions League. Right? And they could still make top 4. That just shows you by them buying those players. So nothing to do with OLE. Please do not get distracted. Don't start quarreling amongst yourselves and don't get distracted. This is an opportunity we've been waiting for 16 years. Let's focus. Let's all of us focus in getting the leeches out. I want on Sunday, all of the fans around the world, and I want everybody on here as well, the therapy army, to get with this. Please, as much as you can on your social medias, to encourage fans from all over the world to have their profile photo as GlazersOut. It's interesting, it's this weekend, isn't it? That Twitter, but the fans are not leaving. It's just the football clubs. But even if the protests happen anyway, regardless, we don't care. The club will release a statement through media anyway if they want to say something about the protest that's planned on Sunday. So those of you who can make it as well, make sure you turn up on Sunday. Make sure you turn up at 1 o'clock outside Old Trafford on Sunday. Make sure. And like I said, I'm going to say it again. I want to shout out to the Cockney Reds. Mayfair is the office where the Glazers have an office. Florida, obviously, shout out to the Florida Reds. Florida is where their other club is based. So please, get at them there. Get at them there. There's Murta. Again, the club has always backed the manager in the transfer market. What are you talking about? See, again, propaganda and lies. I don't even want to hear it. Thank you, Aaron Pandy, but I don't want to hear his thing. But I want to come to you guys, and I was going to come to you and say, what do you think about this planned, as we go into the last couple of minutes of the show, this planned emergency fans forum where none of the Glazers are turning up? What do you think of that, guys? It's planned on Friday, apparently.
So it's obviously they're trying to get in front of this protest, aren't they? They think they're going to appease the fans by having a meeting on the Friday before the game with Liverpool, because that has the potential to be a massive protest, especially if Liverpool fans decide to join in with the United fans, which I hope they do. I hope that whatever Liverpool fan channels they have, they are out there saying, look, we need to be protesting, because this is a big game. This is one of the biggest fixtures of the season, Man United against Liverpool. Both of our clubs are involved. What's coming up now is that John Henry was one of the main protagonists in the cabal, along with Woodward. So Man United and Liverpool, along with Real Madrid, are the ones really driving this Super League idea. So we should be united. The two fan bases should be united to protest on the Sunday. So I really hope that happens. But the reason they're having this fan forum is they want to try and appease the fan base because they know on Sunday it's going to go off. So they think, if we have a meeting with them on a Friday, have a conversation, blah blah blah. But the ones that were after the Woodwards, the Glazers, are not even asked about attending. And it's by telephone, so they've got no excuse. You can just pick up a phone, join the forum, answer questions, because they know that
they can't
answer the questions. They're not going to give you the response that you want to hear. So they're hiding behind the structure. They're hiding behind the Woodwards and the judge and all the others. So for me, it's just a smokescreen. I think whoever attends that emergency forum would be useful if they should just put it up. Whatever said, it should just be on social media straight away, like live, so the rest of the fans around the world can follow, find out what the bloody hell the club is saying. And what I mean is genuinely saying, not before it gets Neil Ashton. You understand what I mean? It'll get Neil Ashton, and then we'll get a completely different, version of events.
I mean, if I was all honest, I mean, I can never tell any fans what to do. Every fan's up there rowing. The only thing I would say is to stay united. But if I was Man United fans and season ticket holders, I wouldn't turn up, me, because the Glazers have not even got the decency to turn up. They haven't even got the decency to turn up. Irfan, your views on this?
To me, I mean, like I said, I just see it as, again, I see it as controlling the narrative, the media manipulation. That's all it is. Like, look, if you're a fan who just sort of plays a bit part role in seeing what's going on, might read a little bit of headline in a newspaper or online or whatever, or Twitter, etc. You're not digging that deep, and so you're easily fooled. It's the fans who are on it every day who see, and they're the ones who won't be fooled because they're smart enough to know. And this, like the idea, let's just sit in their shoes for a minute. Let's try and be those Bristol boys or whatever. Of course, when another fans hear, there's going to be a fans forum with these guys there, of course they're going to say, aren't the owners reasonable? Look, they're going to have a fans forum, etc. But it's all played, it's all controlled, it's all there to appease the fans. Because look, I always bring in the example of the royal family, right? I know people don't want to hear it, but they are the kings of media manipulation and controlling the narrative. Because everything you do in life, if you're a big firm, and you've got the people, who support you, who make you exist. When you want control, it's always about controlling the narrative, because the narrative is about controlling the power of your position, and that's all it is. It's nothing else. So this idea, I mean, you got to give it to them. A fans forum, it sounds pretty good, doesn't it? To the average fan. Oh, hang on, they're going to listen to us. Are they hell going to listen to us? Because the main guys aren't there, like Nuruddin said. The Glazers aren't going to be there. The Glazers said to their underlings, listen, sort this out, yeah? But just be a bit cleverer than you were last time, okay? Just sort it out. And that's all that's happening. So the fans that think they're going to get something out of this, more fool them, because they're not going to get anything out of this. The only way this is going to work is by sustained pressure till these guys low. And it might be a year, 2 of sustained pressure. It's not going to be a few weeks. It's not going to be a few days. It's going to be sustained pressure. But remember, we're fighting the media manipulation and the controlling of the narrative by them. That's what we're fighting. And let's be honest, they usually win. So it's going to take something major for us to beat them. It really is.
I just want to share, you know what, obviously, as we can see on the news reports, India is being ravaged by the corona. I just want to shout out to everybody, and our hopes and prayers are with everybody in India at this moment in time, and all of the people that are suffering. It's very interesting that 3 of the countries where they're ruled by right-wing, almost dictators, which was the US before Biden got in. Biden's another dictator anyway. Bolsonaro in Brazil and India by Modi is one of the things that have been ravaged. Some of the countries that have been ravaged by corona, and obviously Boris in Britain. So it shows that when you have right-wing authoritarian leaders, they have no care or love for the people. But I want to just big up everybody who's there trying to save lives in India. I want to big up all the nurses and doctors, and it's tragic seeing the photos and the pictures and, you know what I mean, and the videos coming out of India. My heart's with the Indian people, always solidarity. We've got Aaron Panda here. He said, I went on the BBC Manchester today and said Mr. Ambani is valued 80 billion. Is that $80 billion?
80 billion, dollars.
Yeah, owns the Indian Football League and a team in the IPL. His wife has a national award for improving grassroots sports in India. Could he be one of the guys? And that's coming after. Obviously, Aaron put that point in, and Aaron, is he interested in United? Would he want to own Manchester United? Is he more clued on sports? What would he call it? Investor? Does the Indian Football League have a proper structure? Does his IPL team have a proper structure? Do they sign players?
We know the cricket does. We know the IPL cricket has a structure.
No, I know that. But as his team, does he invest in his team? And this is coming from what Yimika said. It's unbelievable how Arsenal has got the attention of Daniel, Spotify owner, want to buy their club. Fans are so powerful. Well, my guy's making it out like he's been an Arsenal fan for 8 years, and going through social media, he's only ever mentioned Arsenal twice since the time he's been on social media. To me, everything I'm hearing from this guy is quite ruthless. He's one of these tech dictators, if you ask me. Yeah. He's like this, Zuckerberg. Yeah. Kind of the same guy, the guy who owns Twitter. He's one of these guys. So I don't know. Arsenal may be wishing for, but if he says he's going to come in with with Bergkamp, Vieira, and Henry, then at least Arsenal will get a bit of their club back, bit of their history back, bit of their tradition back, bit of the fight back. So that'll be interesting to see what Vieira, what Bergkamp, what Henry will be doing in that structure. But Aaron. Arun, tell us more about this owner,
Mr. Ambani.
Mr. Ambani. Does anybody else know anything about Mr. Ambani? Wow. Okay. Well, this is what he's saying. He's saying that his missus is the reason why football and NBA are famous in India. Yeah, IPL's like the Super League, of course. That's the Super League of cricket, isn't it? Well, I'm not into cricket, so Irfan is into cricket. Mundo likes cricket. Do you watch the EPL, guys?
You mean the IPL, the cricket?
You watch the IPL?
The cricket?
Yeah.
I watch it every day. I watch it every day.
Are you a fan of the IPL?
Yeah, I do like it actually. I think.
Play devil's advocate here. Yeah. If the IPL is good for cricket, why can't Super League be good for the fans?
No, but it's a whole different thing, isn't it? It's a whole different thing because.
Can you explain, please?
The IPL basically, right? Is
basically, first of all, they're two different sports, different editions.
It's a different format. Yeah, it's a different format.
It's a different format. But what it is, it basically gets 7 or 8 regions like Chennai, Hyderabad, Delhi, Mumbai in India, and it allows them to all have a choice of picking the best players from best players in the world at cricket. Okay, so when you watch the matchups, they're all quite even because everyone's sort of playing with the sort of same number of stars in the team, locals and internationals. So the bottom team can always beat the top team, and the top team can always beat the bottom team. That's how it works. That's what cricket. So even if I watch it every day. Sometimes the worst team. I mean, look, Chennai at the moment are the best team at the moment in the IPL. Chennai Super Kings, right? They're winning. Usually,
Who owns Mr. Ambani? Who owns?
I don't know. I don't know much about the owners, but I know that it's usually wealthy owners that own it, wealthy sort of industrialists and that who own it. Yeah, but they've got rules. You see, they've got rules how much you can spend. You know, how many players you can buy. Everyone gets a choice, one each of one of the superstars. You know, it's a lot more sort of. It's on the surface, it's a lot fairer than people think. But all I know is very competitive. All I know is
it's interesting to know, because what we don't know is the impact it's had on lower level, like club cricket in India.
Yeah.
Because all the best Indian players are contracted to the IPL teams, aren't they?
Yeah, but Mundo, this is the thing, right? Because I follow Test cricket deeply, right? And everyone, since India beat Australia in Australia, which doesn't happen very often, right? What's happened is that they're all saying because the IPL is so strong, it's made national cricket very, very strong. That's the conclusion they've all drawn. Yeah.
Okay, so it's benefited, but the Super League in the football equivalent, the Super League,
no, you did
not benefit.
The two different things. The two very different things.
Yeah.
Super League is not. IPL is not about getting the rich elite to get even richer. You know, it's not about that. It's a different thing. So you can't really compare them. You can't compare them at all. Right, Nerd, I think we should make our predictions for tomorrow then.
Yeah, let's go into it, guys. Let's go into the predictions tomorrow. I think it's going to be a very, very tight game. I think it was Mundo who said that early on. And I think it's we need to attack. Tomorrow, to me, and what the two things I'm looking for. Two things. Chances taken. Need to take the chances. And can we move that ball quickly? Can we? Because if we dilly-dally on the ball and do slow and then take two touch, this game's over. They can nick it in the last 5 minutes and anything can happen. So we need goals tomorrow. We need goals tomorrow. And we need goals from the get-go. I think, and I want to see a team that's aggressive, team that's on the front foot. That's what I want to see tomorrow. That's what I want to see tomorrow. And I want to see a team that's going for goals, because we cannot leave it to the second leg, guys. We cannot leave it to the second leg. Your views, Mundo?
Tight game, 1-0 Manchester United.
50, so there's just a foot away. The guy is crazy. He's got the sickest guy. He basically, guys, his name, foot away, means big ass. Yeah, big ass. Those who know. 50 billion. You mean, 50 million you said before? Nah, I don't know. I don't know. Listen, most clubs are for sale. If you got money, you can take over them. But it'll be very interesting to see what happens with the Arsenal. Because this guy, apparently he always gets his way. So we'll see.
Go on then, go back to Mundo.
Yeah, I said 1-0 Manchester United. Tight game.
Tight game, yeah.
I think I'm going to be. I'm never usually confident or cocky, but I think we're going to win 2-0, which is for me is very cocky. But I think we're going to win tomorrow. I really do think we're going to. You know, it's not. I don't think it's crazy to think it's going to be a tight game. It is going to be a tight game. But having watched that game against Ajax, and I've seen a few bits and bobs throughout the season because I like watching the Italian league. You know, but it's AC Milan and Inter Milan especially. I watched a lot of them. I just think we're playing at a different level today at the moment. But you're not wrong to not write them off, because it is going to be a tight game. It really is, because I could be very wrong. I could be very cocky and I could end up with egg on my face, and they could actually win. So I'm not saying you guys saying 0-0 or 1-0 win is unreasonable. I just don't know why. I've got a feeling we're going to win tomorrow.
Yeah, somebody's agreeing with you here. Let's hope you're right, because to me, Man United have to up the tempo. The tempo. Foot away, you're just a troll, man. Arsenal troll coming on here to try to troll us. Tempo tomorrow. It's about tempo. It's about how these players want it. Yeah. It's about the game
tempo. Tempo is the most
tempo
important.
and an attacking midfield. That's what I want to see tomorrow. Chances being taken. Up tempo. I think we could win tomorrow. I think we could win. I just don't want to leave it to the second leg. Anyway, guys, there's about 60 of you in here. Please like and share and subscribe to the channel. This is, like I said, the channel for the GlazersOut channel. This is the club. This is the channel that talks about the structure of this football club. Without the structure of the football club, this club ain't never going to be right, guys. And Aaron Pandey is, you know what, Aaron? You can write him an email, man. Include me in it. If everything that you're saying about this guy, this Mr. Abandi, if that's anything that you're saying about him, then I would think maybe he's the guy for us, to take over, because he's saying his wife knows about sports structure and she's trying to get India to the World Cup by 2026. So we'll see. But anyway, guys, you've all been fantastic. Thank you all for interacting. Like I said, we can't do this without you. This is a community that we're building here. Therapy Army is real. Somebody was like, what's Therapy Army on Twitter the other day? I'm like, Therapy Army is real, man. We should get to the channel. But it's been wonderful interacting with you. And let's see how we go tomorrow. Come on, United. Get through to the semi-final. Let's play in the final. I don't care who we play. Bring Arsenal. Bring whoever you want. I'm not asked. I just want to break this hoodoo and get into a final with this team and see what they can do. I just don't want to be sitting here with 5 minutes to go biting my nails thinking they're going to score. I don't want that. I want this game to be out of sight in the first half, fingers crossed. But peace, love, light, #GlazersOut every day, all day, 24/7 until they leave, people. That's the message. That is the message. I hope it's reading it. You're getting through to you loud and clear. Do not fall for the hype. Don't be manipulated by Neil Ashton and all of this media, Woodward media. Don't. Stay focused, and majority of you, I hope to see you tomorrow night for our match reaction. Hopefully these guys will be joining me. And hopefully, more importantly, on Sunday at the protest, 1 o'clock, guys. We're getting early. 1 o'clock. Peace, love, light, always. Take care.